Right, here we go. So I'm going to have a look at Harmony ONE for you all because I've had a lot of messages asking me to do it. Personally, I wouldn't want to get involved in a coin like this until it finds a certain base. It's not long been out. To be honest with you, came onto Binance less than a month ago, and it did exactly what we expected to do, which is to skyrocket and have a nice bit of FOMO. Looks like the interest in the coin has begun to decline, and as a result of that, we're in a bit of a sideways bearish trend. This is where I expect the trend to continue. Okay, so we reached our peak here, which was just around a week ago, and we're finding ourselves moving slowly but surely down to find a new sort of low, I guess, which is what we need really. We can't just keep throwing money into a coin that has just come out and pumped, really. That's not how it's going to work right now. That's what's going to happen at the very end of a bull market. We don't do that now, okay? It has to go down, and once it's gone down, then we can assess the situation and really start to sort of map out where it's going to go and if it's worth making any kind of investment in it. People who are looking to buy into it now are probably looking to risk a little bit too much for any kind of reward. Now, our highest point was up here at, where are we? Around about, it peaked at around about just over 3 cents, okay, so 3.05 cents, okay, so, and we started right down here just around 1 cent. So, nice gains, but heavily FOMO. Let's face it, I think we can all agree that is a FOMO in, and now we're on the hangover as a result of that FOMO. So anyone who's holding on to this coin and they bought it at the top, you're just going to have to wait it out. Where's it going to fall? Your guess is as good as mine. But as we found a reasonable bottom here already, around just under 2 cents, I think we're going to have to revisit that and sometime soon before we can make any kind of decisions of whether this is okay to buy. I like this coin in general. I think it does have some potential in the future, but short term, I think we're going to find our way trickling down, back down to revisit that 2 cent mark, and probably discover some new lows after that. At the moment, we've fallen. Just recently, this is the hourly chart. We've fallen, and now we're trending beneath all the major moving averages, and we've also found our way beneath the 200 EMA, which for a short-term coin is usually a useful trend to look at. If we're above that in general, it would suggest we're going to bounce from that. If we're beneath it and we stay beneath it, we're going to find that a resistance. And as we've just trickled beneath it, just recently, just today, I believe, just today, from the early hours of the morning into where we are right now, we trickled. Well, I say we trickled. We fell quite drastic. I mean, these sell-offs are huge sell-offs. I mean, look at that. That was a massive sell-off there, bringing us beneath it. Broke that what I would say would be a support. Found it difficult to break above it, but we did. We broke above it. This is because we've got large volume, we've got large interest in the coin, people wanting to buy it back, hoping that it's going to reach that 3 cent mark, but it's not going to. It just broke above it, and then a huge sell-off again. Now, this is an interesting wick and candle here, and just in the last hour. Nice attempt to buy it back, but look at where it hit. It hit that 200 EMA and couldn't go any further. A relatively strong rejection from it. We're trying again now to break it and being rejected again. This is a real battle here between the bears and the bulls, really facing off now to try and push it back up again. My guess is that it's going to struggle to break above here over the next few days or so, and then what we're going to see is we're probably going to see this kind of movement here. We're going to see the movement down of this 200 EMA. It's going to bend down as the price bends down, and that will become resistance, and we will find ourselves trickling down, finding this resistance hard to break until we get to the essential 2 cent mark, which is here. Just around. Ooh, what is going on here? Sorry about this. I'm on the worst laptop in the world, as you can probably guess, because it says at the bottom that I've not even activated Windows. I'm on holiday, technically I'm on holiday. If you follow me, you'd realise I've told you that I'm on a caravan holiday, so I've got a little moment to myself now to do this. It is on the worst laptop ever. So we're going to find ourselves trickling down, maybe not that rapidly, but thereabouts, and we're going to find ourselves in a bit of a crescendo where we have to make a decision to either break this support for the worse or break this resistance to the up. Time is going to have to play a major role in this one, I'm afraid, because it's such a new coin that it's very difficult to really map out any other kind of direction with it. But I would expect it to pick its price up when it gets back down to 2 cent, unless there's some drastic changes in the market for Bitcoin and all the alts in general. We're probably going to find our way back down to the 2 cent mark before we see any kind of improvement on its trajectory. At the moment it's clearly bearish, despite the attempts to push it back up. This 200 EMA is the important one, and that's now becoming a resistance, and I expect it to trade beneath the 200 EMA probably for a couple of days. If Bitcoin stays as it is, we might break it for the upside, but if Bitcoin struggles and if it falls dramatically, it's going to take us down with it, and we're going to revisit 2 cents very soon. When we get to 2 cent, that is the moment where we decide if we're looking to make a buy or not. It'll be tested probably quite a few times, and then if it breaks, well, if it breaks, then this coin could begin to make new lows, and it's at that point where we all start to decide if it's worth putting money in at that point, or if we're going to wait for it to sink further and further down. Your guess would be as good as mine where it falls down to. Looking here, I would say that if we break 2 cent, every 0.2%, every 0.2 of a penny would probably be some form of some form of support. But judging from this very first candlestick here, a major support would then come into play at around 1.5 of a cent. Just around 1.5 of a cent. Oh, this computer is so annoying. I'm so sorry. Yeah, 1.5 of a cent or thereabouts would be a major support. And if we did find ourselves falling that far, I think that would be a very good opportunity to make a buy and expect a relatively fast recovery. But the coin is so new, guys. I mean, trying to do technical analysis on something like this, it's not impossible, but it doesn't make it easy for us. We've got very little to go on. All I can tell you is that we're currently in a bearish position. We're underneath the moving averages. We're finding the most important moving average for a coin like this, of this size, of this age, has now become a resistance, and actual closest support level is all the way down at 2 cent, and Bitcoin's looking floppy, so let's not kid ourselves to think that this 2 cent is going to be anything other than temporary in the event that Bitcoin has a very bad week. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. I will keep updating you on this one actually, because I am quite interested. I think it could be a good opportunity to buy in at some point, but for me it's a little too risky, and we're just going to have to watch it play out. Patience will be our friend if you're not invested already. If you have bought into this and you're underwater, I wouldn't worry so much. These ICOs, they're all recovering quite well, and they're all going to recover very well, aren't they? I wouldn't worry so much about these. I'm talking about the new ones. We're talking about, One, FET, Seller, Matic. They're all going to recover sooner rather than later. But at the moment, it's not looking very good for Haromny ONE. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. If you want more updates, I'll try and make them regularly. Usually make sort of 1 or 2 videos a day, so pop your notifications on. Because for a coin like this, and for the ones I do, that they are quite relevant. The sooner you watch them, the better, I guess. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.